Cruella, the latest live-action Disney movie based on a previous Disney animated movie from the past, 101 Dalmatians. Let's get right into it. This movie was released on May 28th, 2021 on Disney Channel exclusive. You had to pay or rent it. And I watched this movie last night. Let's get into it. First off, I I'm a bit of a Disney fan, but not a huge Disney fan. I mean, even as a kid, I never really got into the animated movies. I saw them all, obviously, 101 Dalmatians, Peter Pan, etc. One I really did like was Disney's Tarzan. That is one of the best animated movies I've ever seen. But again, I'm not a die-hard Disney fan by any means. I know the premise of 101 Dalmatians. I know they made a live action one with, I believe, Glenn Close few years ago. I didn't really watch it. I watched bits and pieces when my kids watched it, but I never really got into it. So when I saw the trailer for this movie, Cruella, in the last 6 months, I saw the trailer and it didn't look very good at all. I thought this movie's going to be another horrible hot mess. They're probably just shoving this movie out for mass sale because it's a pandemic right now and people are desperate to see a movie. I had no high hopes going to this movie. And I got to say, it's very rare when you have a trailer that doesn't look good and the movie's great. It's very rare. As I've said in other reviews, it's usually the other way around. And I just reviewed a movie recently, Boss Level. Same thing. Trailer didn't look good. Movie was fantastic. Well, I'll tell you right now, folks, this movie was really well done, and I was thoroughly entertained throughout the beginning right through the end. And that's surprising because I've got no stakes in the game for 101 Dalmatians. I don't even care about that movie. And again, I'm not a huge Disney fan. But I gotta say, this movie, I didn't see it coming. I don't think this movie's made for kids. It's actually darker than the rest, and it's funny. And there's some violent scenes in this movie. I will say, not really extremely gory scenes per se, but I mean, there's people that die in this movie. There's criminal activity in this movie. It's actually really well done. So let's get right into it. So this is basically a prequel to 101 Dalmatians that tells the origin tale of the main villain of that movie, Cruella de Vil. And this time around, she's portrayed by actress Emma Stone, and she does a fantastic job here. Um, the movie's set in London, I believe, and it feels like you're in London. It's very well shot, and great cast of characters here. So let's get into it. So again, there's gonna be some spoilers here, but we're basically introduced to a young Cruella. She goes by a different name in this the origin tale. I won't get into that. And she's she's got a mother, perhaps a adopted mother, portrayed by actress Emily Beecham. She portrays Catherine Miller, and she does a pretty good role here as or good turn, I should say, in this role as Cruella's mother. We get to see her as a kid, and it's kind of cool to watch how she interacts with some male bullies in the school. Let's put it that way. But you start to see how she develops. You're also introduced to her two main sidekicks, who are in the animated series. One is Jasper, and the other is Horace. Now they're portrayed by really good actors. British actor Joel Fry portrays Jasper, and one of my other favorite actors who I've come to really like over the past few years, Paul Walter Hauser, portrays Horace Bowden. Now, Paul Walter Hauser is an American actor. He was in the Cobra Kai series as kind of an older age gentleman joining the Cobra Kai dojo. He was hilarious in that series. So they play the sidekicks, and they do a great job. Some of the capers, I will say, in this movie were actually well thought out. I was like, wow, that's pretty smart, actually. This movie was just good. Like, I gotta say, I didn't see this coming. I thought, oh, I gotta sit through this movie for 2 hours. I'm glad I did. It was fantastic. It was funny. The visual effects were very good. The setting was great. Another good actor in this movie is Mark Strong, who I really like. He portrays portrays the role of John. And I won't give too many spoilers away, but he does a fantastic job in this. I've always liked Mark Strong. I think he's an underrated actor who needs to be in bigger movies. He's a fantastic actor. We're also introduced to the main villain in this movie. Yes, it's not Cruella de Vil, it's somebody else. The Baroness, portrayed by Emma Thompson, and she does a bang-up job. She's a great actress to begin with, but she nails it. Just really convincing as this evil Baroness character. Um, do we see some Dalmatians? Yeah, we see them, but they're not the main part of this movie. They're definitely a side character. The main movie here is the main character, I should say, is Cruella Deville, and she does a great job. There's lots of Easter eggs here for fans, I'm sure, that are huge fans of 101 Dalmatians, movie, and maybe the live action one that was done with Glenn Close. I will say there's a certain vehicle in this movie I did recognize and go, I think I saw that somewhere, and sure enough, it was in the actual 101 Dalmatians movie. But you get to see it's a really good prequel. I got to say, it's an original, fresh prequel, um, and it's never been told before. So if you're a diehard Disney fan or diehard 101 Dalmatians fan, I think you're going to really enjoy this. It's a real fresh take. I'm going to say though, I don't know if it's suitable for small children. I think it's definitely a movie that's aimed at an adult audience for sure. Just basically given some of the dark humor. Now I gotta say, there's no swearing in the movie, and there's no gratuitous violence. I mean, you're not gonna see anybody beheaded or anything. There's just suggestions that somebody gets killed, and there's a scene where one of the characters does fall off a large cliff into the ocean below at their peril. Now, I don't know. So I sort of have to weigh it whether it's safe enough to watch with small children or not. It's definitely good to watch with pre-teens or teens or and adults. I mean, there's no issue there. There's no swearing, like I say, no nudity or anything like that. It's a Disney movie, but it's a darker movie made for, I think, for an adult audience, I want to say. Because I got to tell you, I didn't expect this movie to be any good, and I couldn't stop watching it. I was like, this is actually pretty good. And I was kind of waiting for it to get bad, but it never did. It actually was very entertaining from beginning to end. It's just weird that we see a trailer and the trailer doesn't do it justice. The trailer actually, you watch it and you go, oh, this looks horrible. And then the movie itself is completely different. So, yeah, it's strange. You don't see that very often. Usually it's with really bad movies where they'll put out a really good trailer and you're like, oh, I got to see that movie. And then you walk in and go, what was that, right? This is a complete opposite. Um, yeah, just there's lots of good comedic scenes in this. Again, the heists are really cool. I will say there's a scene where they disguise a dog as a certain other animal, and it's quite ingenious in the caper there. It's just a fun movie. Is it going to win an Oscar? Probably not, but it's definitely a fun popcorn movie. And it's one of those movies I think during the pandemic we've been waiting for an original good movie to come out. There's been so many bad ones that have come out during the pandemic, and to see one that you're completely blown away and surprised is nice. It's refreshing. And it reminds me of Boss Level. I did a review on that. I didn't expect anything from that, and I thoroughly enjoyed that movie too. Completely different from Cruella, but still an original, fun, entertaining movie. And this is what this one is too. It's fun, and you got to take it from me. I mean, I'm not a diehard Disney fan by any means. Do I watch the Disney Channel? Yeah, I watch it for the Marvel stuff. I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, but I'm definitely not a huge Disney movie fan by any means. So for me to sit back and enjoy this movie, I can only imagine what it'd be like for a Disney fan or definitely a diehard fan of 101 Dalmatians. Anyways, what do I give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10? I give Cruella an 8 out of 10. It's not the best movie I've seen, but it's a good movie. It's entertaining. I would watch it a second time. Yeah, it's fun. I recommend it. There you go. Didn't expect it. It was a pleasant surprise. I will say that much right now. And the movie, I should say, was directed by, I should give some credit where credit's due here. The movie was directed by Craig Gillespie, and the budget was 100 to 200 million, and they didn't waste any of the money because it's definitely a high quality movie. Um, yeah, like I said, leave some comments below. Like, subscribe my channel. Talk to you later.